it is a magical shelf that can only be filled from bottom to top. Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Today we are going to review My Shelfie, game by Phil Walker-Harding and Matt Dunstan, the Australian duo.
Yes, and published by Cranio Creations.
Indeed. So we're going to do an overview of the game and then what we think of the game.
So this, I believe, is the second Shelfie themed game that's come out recently, after Shelfie Stacker, which I think was more of a Tetrisy Polyomino-y type of game. This one is more of a tile placement Connect 4 type of game.
Haven't played the other Shelfie game, by the way, Shem Phillips and Arcus games. Yep. But here's My Shelfie.
Yes, so each player, get those out of there, they shouldn't be there to start the game. Each player has this 5x6 Kallax, which is fully empty,
yeah.
And it is a magical shelf that can only be filled from bottom to top. It's the one thematic thing we have to eat about the game. But essentially, we're going to be gathering tiles off this central board and then slotting them and dropping them into these slots, trying to make patterns and score points. That is as simple as the game is. You're trying to make orthogonal groups of the same type of thing on your shelf of different sizes. So put 3 books adjacent and you'll get 2 points, all the way up to a group of 6 will get you 8 points. So good points on offer for that. There are some common goals that we'll be hunting after, and the earlier you score that, the more points you'll get. So here, for example, 2 columns where everything is different, or all 4 corners of your shelf have the same thing in them. And there's a whole big variety of those you can go for, 8 of the same, 4 in a column, or 4 in a row that's the same, squares, fill up that much, things like that. And each player will also have a personal goal, which will be a card that looks like this. And you'll get points based on how many of these coloured squares you fill in with the appropriate colour by the end of the game. The the tile drafting mechanism here is interesting. You've got this sort of pattern set up here. We're set up for a 2-player game. There are extra spaces for 3 or 4. And you can pick up anywhere between 1 and 3 tiles. They all have to be in a straight line or straight row. And each of them has to have a visible, at least one visible side at the start of your turn. So
you can't take these 3. You can only, and you have to be adjacent. So you cannot take these 3 because there's no visible side on this one, but you can take these 2.
Yeah, you could take these 2, or these 2, or these 2, something like that. Or you could just take 1 if you wanted. I could just take that one. And then once some of the tiles are gone, now I could, for example, take these 3. Once those are gone, I could take these 3 or these 3. So as the board opens up, there'll become more options. There'll also end up being more tiles that are left by themselves.
And that's when that happens, tiles left by themselves. There's no covered edges where you refill the tiles.
Yes. Once you've taken your tiles, the restrictions are not over. You then have to slot them in. You can do it in any order, but you can only slot them in a single column at a time. So for these, I would choose my order and I would fill them up like that. And then that's fundamentally it. Within those restrictions, you're trying to fill up your shelf in a way that scores you the most points. Once someone's is completely full, they take this 1 bonus point. Everyone else gets to finish for the round, and you count up your scores. And that's the game.
So, what I think, I do love this game. The rules are simple. That's basically the rules. And the tough decision is, number 1, is when you drop the tiles, do you want not just what you want, but what you actually leave open for your opponents to get. You are looking at your opponents. Okay, this person looks like they're trying to collect the same one, or they might need these. So you don't want to leave that open too much for the opponents. And
especially in a two-player game.
that's correct. That's
It's always one of those
directly,
things that gets more.
especially. Yeah. So you take that, and then what you left open, you also look after yourself. And this is the decision on your own shelf. You can only drop everything in one column. So, there are times where, it's not about taking as many tiles as possible, 3. Sometimes you just want one to just fit to that single column. And same with games with a lot of objectives, almost like tile placement. You gotta have to choose to obtain or after one goal and not all of them, because then you'll probably, I don't know if it's possible, like of the games that we play, I don't think we ever fulfill all of the goals.
It's tough
the
to.
first one.
You really have to line things up perfectly to target everything.
What do you think, Tarrant?
I think it's a really good game. I think it hits the... it's got a clever mechanism out here, which I haven't seen before. It's not too complicated of a mechanism. You've got enough restrictions on how you drop them in here. So just, a lot of it is doing your own little puzzle out, watching what other players might do. But it fits a really nice light to medium space.
Yep.
I think I can see both of the designers in this. Phil Walker Harding,
Simplicity.
very well regarded for his entry level games and his gateway games, and Matt Dunstan's had some really good games out this year that have added enough tricky little things to think about. Different options that don't overwhelm you with choice, but makes for slightly thinky and meaningful decisions. And I think you get all of that out of this game.
I think so too. We both really enjoy it. I think this is such a great game. It plays quick. You teach somebody for like a few minutes and you can get to play straight away. And then when you start playing, like that.
Yep.
That's pretty much it from me.
Yeah, it's got thematically here. There's just you can just treat them as colours, but you've got books. You can have shelves devoted to your cats, and then trophies. And then of course it's there's some board games here as well.
That's right.
To
Let's
highlight
not forget
itself.
that.
And you can see some of Cranio's titles in here. You can
is this the Bullet, the game?
It's the Bang Bullet.
The Bang Bullet's the game. That's right.
Yeah, some nice little things in there.
And then the picture frames on the dark blue and so on.
Not paintings. What's that? Plants. And picture frames, trophies.
Books. This one.
Yep.
Do we have all the tiles here?
We have one of each, at least one of each tile here. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at this, easy to just group things together orthogonally. 3, 4, 5, 6 get you 2, 3, 5, or 8 points, but then you also want to score the other things. So trying to combo it together. It's kind of like, it feels a bit like Calico-ish and Cascadia-ish as well, where trying to group things together.
Yep.
But then there are other things as well you want to do. Anyways, it makes it very interesting.
Yes.
We both enjoy it.
Indeed.
So go get it, hopefully. I think, is it going to be Essen releases? Probably. We found out about it. We play it after our recording our video of Essen release. This is a really, really great game. Highly recommend it.
And I believe already available on BGA or coming very soon.
Yes, I think it might be on BGA already. So you can have a look. Just give it a go.
Yep.
And that is it.
That is it.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you can help us by hitting the like button. If you want us to make more of this video, let us know in the comments. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments. If you want us to do a certain game, guess what? Let us know in the comments. And subscribe to us if you want. I'm also on Instagram. Find me there. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.